What's up, guys? Welcome back to my Team Solemn Circus deck profile. Today we're going over a brand new deck. This is Unchained post-Dune. I took this to sneak peek. I ended up pulling the cards. Very glad that we pulled two Yamas. So shout out to all the boys at Sneak Peek. And yeah, so this is the first time I've actually played this deck, so it's gonna give it a little bit of a break here. I built this and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to play. I was gonna try to play the Chimera stuff, but that didn't really pan out, so we ended up playing the Unchained. And this deck is super sick. I really enjoyed it. I ended up getting second place yesterday, which is really awesome. I ended up losing to Purely. Apparently, the Purely Street makes this matchup extremely difficult, so that's going to be a matchup you're definitely going to want to pay attention for. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and big shout outs to all the boys at Locals. Shout out to Dylan for getting first place with Purely. Hopefully, he'll give us a deck profile soon, but we shall see. So diving in, we're going to start off with the Sarama. I'm going to butcher all these names. This one is on the summon, or not on exactly on the summon, but it can, when it's summoned, you're able to target one Unchained card and set it, and then blow up another card on your field. You can blow up the same target, so it's very, very nice. You can also reset your traps and blow up one of your other twins if you have it. Then obviously they all have the effect of when they're destroyed, they can summon out one from the deck or graveyard, depending on where this is. This is from your hand or deck. I think all the little ones do from hand or deck. Then we're going to be playing the 3 Ara. Very, very basic. We're playing 3-3-3, and then we're going to also play 3 of this. So, I think this is very standard. This one is in the hand. You can target, pop, summon itself out. This one here is when it's on the field. You can quick effect, target, pop, blow up. Very good. It's also a quick effect, so you can do it during your opponent's turn. I found that it's not really the greatest. A lot of the time, you want to be able to pop like your own stuff. I guess it's good. You guys let me know in the comment section below if I'm missing anything, by the way. I don't really know all the effects, but this one's really good to pop your stuff. You end up popping like 4 cards a turn. Then for the new cards, we are playing the 3 Shawarma and the 1 Shyama. This card's absolutely crazy. In the main phase, there's just kind of like better versions of these. In the main phase, you can special summon yourself out by popping one of the cards. Absolutely insane. It's also a level 6. And then when it's sent to the graveyard, you can essentially just set a trap from your deck. And this one just reborns from the graveyard, so it's also great. Because you need these recurring effects. So you can like link this away and then reborn it back by setting one of the traps, and it's very great. Sometimes you can even link away these both, and then you're just setting the trap and then blowing it up, or you search for a monster because you summoned off this, so you're gonna get like 2 chain links in one, so it's just very good. Oh, that's not it for the twins. What am I doing? And then we're also playing the 1 Unchained Soul Disaster. This is your brick of the deck, but you got to play it. I saw this card so many times yesterday, but I guess shout outs to Blue Dog. And then we are also playing the Abominable Unchained Soul. This card is, I would say it could maybe be bumped up to 2. This card is kind of like your boss monster in your main deck. But it summons itself out when something's destroyed, and then you can discard a card, pop any card on the field, and then when it's sent to the graveyard the turn it was destroyed, you can summon itself out, but put it to the bottom of the deck. And this card also puts itself to the bottom of the deck if you summon them out during your own effect, which is very nice because you don't want to get these cards banished. Being put to the bottom of the deck is very good because you can just search it again later. That's it for the Unchained monsters. Now for the other monsters, I was playing the 3 Ash Blossom. I wanted like super generic stuff. I felt like this was a little bit of a more control deck, if anything, which is kind of weird. It really feels like a mid-range deck, but I wanted Ash Blossom so I can just hit any targets I really felt like necessary. And then we also played the Kaijus because I felt like the deck needed some kind of extra little boost. So I wanted to play the Kaijus because Kaiju Slumber. Kaiju Slumber is actually a starter as well because you can like put this onto the field, normal summon it, Kaiju Slumber your own stuff, turn 0, and then get some pluses. And then you can like summon this one to your field, link away for the Yama, and just get your combos off very nicely. 4 Kaijus is the ratio I chose to. I really wish I played 2 Radiant, but we are playing 1 extra Radiant on the side. But it's obviously good, having one of these in your hand. But if you have double in your hand, then all of a sudden, sometimes Kaiju Slumbers can go dead. But being able to hit like a Purely Noir feels really good, especially turn 0, or I guess game 1. Then, for our spells, we are playing the 3 Abomination Prison. This searches for your, this is just your rotor for the deck, searches for any Unchained card. And then obviously you have doubles, you can set it and pop a card. Feels good. Unfortunately, you can't reset it off the some of the Unchained. It's not an Unchained card, it's an Abomination card, which does kind of suck, but unfortunately for us, that's what they do. And then we are on the 3 Prosperities. Alex, shout out to Alex for helping with this deck a lot. He wanted me to play Extravagance. He thinks it's a little better. That draw 2 is very nice. But a lot of the time you want to just, you want to see the cards you exactly need. If you need an extra trap, you need to set the trap. And then you obviously, if you want the Shawarma or you want one of the other ones, you want to be able to search it and just draw 2 cards all the time. Like if you're drawing doubles, it's dead. Then we're on the 3 Kaiju Slumbers. This could be 2 of it, but I wanted 3 because it is, again, a starter. And then you can also set the card and blow it up. It makes really no difference. It can activate in graveyard as well. I wish it wasn't, when turn this was set, I wish it was turn it was activated, but beggars can't be choosers, and we're playing 3 of it. That's it for the spells. You guys might be wondering why we're not playing the Wailing of the Unchained Souls. I actually didn't know this card existed till Todd mentioned it yesterday. I want to include it in the deck, so I might be cutting one of the slumbers for it. It's definitely a cool card. I do enjoy it. I thought that a lot of the deck struggled popping my opponent's cards, but this can definitely come up. This being able to pop Street, and then all of a sudden my links will be able to be viable again is probably very good. So that definitely will be introduced into the deck for future notice. Now for the trap cards. We are on 3 of the Unchained. The traps essentially just do the exact same thing. A lot of time you just set them and then you pop, but they do also have really good effects as well. This one here, especially the one from your hand or graveyard, can come up, and then this one here pops a card from your field and as well as their field. You test each Unchained card or Unchained monster. That can be very good, popping like either the level 6 or popping the Soul Disaster, and then Soul Disaster can summon out the Yama. It's just in from the graveyard or whatever other link that you have. Being able to summon out like a Soul of Rage, just very good. Definitely underrated. I love these cards. For being trap cards you just set, it's actually really nice that we're playing a deck that plays 6 of them. I wanted to side them out. I don't really know my side patterns completely with this deck yet. I'm very new to the deck. But I think that maybe you could probably side one of these out if you're going second or something like that for the better blowout cards. And then finally, to round it off to 40, we are on the 3 Infinite Impermanences. Same thing with the Ash Blossoms. I wanted really generic cards that was able to clear whatever I needed to. So being able to hit with an Imperm as well as drawing it for my 6 card isn't too bad. And my thought process was over over Imperm. It doesn't play at the talents, as well as I can set it if I need to and then pop it if it's dead against a deck what am I trying to say? A Labyrinth. That's it for the main deck. Now moving on to the extra. We're on the 2 brand new Yamas. Searches for your monsters in your deck on summon, very nice. Then your graveyard, you can banish it to summon out a monster from your grave when a card's destroyed. Really cool. Then we're on 2 Soul of Rage. Some people said you have to play 3 of it. I choose not to play 3 of it because I will never banish this off Prosperity. I just want to have 2 in my deck, in my extra deck. They're oh, well, you can just banish it off Prosp. If you're gonna be banishing it off Prosp every game you have Prosp, why are you even playing 3? Play 2. And then we are on the 2 Soul of Anguish, pretty generic. We are on the 1 Abomination. This card, I didn't play against that much cash. This card's crazy against Cashier, so I could definitely see wanting to bump it up to 2. But I'm choosing not to do that. I might cut one of the XYZs that I'm playing for it. But, still testing out. Let me know in the comment section what you would change to the deck as well. I would love to hear and make this deck better for everybody. And this is just a tournament report, essentially. And then played Mudcracker. This helps you reborn your fiends. Very nice. When you have a lot of the loops going on, you can just actually make this, summon it back out. If you already activated it last turn, set another trap, blow up, let's say, for example, Mudcracker, and then just go plus, essentially. On the dark, it's linked to, and you're able to just take some of your dark monsters. I definitely think it's a little bit cuttable. I did banish this Prosperity a lot, but just a nice card to have. Unicorn. spin back your stuff, you're able to use Unchained Soul of Rage and any other card to make Unicorn. So essentially spinning back 2 cards, or I guess using 2 cards, 2 disruptions is very nice. Nightmare Griffin. This can just be an absolute FTK against a bunch of the decks. I should have made this against Purely. I was too afraid of Nibs though. This is just a win button, as Runic would say, or I guess the Live Twins would say. Then I was really afraid of a lot of the big boss monsters, so I was playing the Underworld Goddess. Shout out to Max. He was playing Dragon Link. He made it a Boral End. I should have just made the Underworld Goddess, but I ended up linking away for Yama, trying to get way too greedy, and it cost me the game there. We ended up taking it going to game 3, and then we ended up in time in the top cut, so we had to go for those 4 rounds, and we were able to just OTK with that. Too many Bystials in his hand. But yeah, definitely should have gone for this. I was learning a lot throughout the day as well about the deck, which is super cool. Now for the XYZs, we are playing the Double King Highest, or Triple D Wave King Highest Caesar. Absolutely mandatory. This card is insane in the deck. I don't know what else to say. Like, this card is absolutely crazy. We were playing the DDD Devised King Deuce Machinex. I made this once, and then I forgot I was Fiend Locked, so I couldn't even go for a Zeus line. But this definitely was a misplay there. I shouldn't have been that. And then obviously Zeus. This is weird. A lot of the time you get like Fiend Locked, and then you can't even make it. But I might be considering making the, like, cutting 1 card for the Link 3, or the rank 3 at DDD. Then I still want to play the Machine X though, 'cause that's what, like, makes it absolutely crazy. Then it makes it format Zeus, because, like, you don't really want to go this over this unless you've already used both the effects, and at that point you're getting a 1-mat Zeus. Just feels really weird, but I don't really know what I would want to cut. Probably the Dark Charmer. But yeah, I wish there was a little bit more space in this extra deck. Unfortunately, there's not. Moving on to the side deck. This is a very like cookie cutter side deck for any like event you don't really know what you're going to want to play. So I am playing the extra Kaiju. This was for any like decks like Punk, Purely, or like even any decks that like set up some big stuff. But we have an Arrival player, or Arrival player at local. This also can out Arise Heart too. So just a good card to have. A lot of time you want to have like a little bit more. And if you're going first, you're a little bit afraid of, like, let's say you're going to be siding to play against like Purely, for example. I don't know if he's going to make me go first or second, because going like into game 2, or if he knows I'm playing those Kaijus, a lot of the time they won't make you go second. So if you have to go first, you want to take out your slumbers, and you can keep a Kaiju. So even if you have a Kaiju in hand, they make a board, they don't kill you, just Kaiju over the Noir, and you're doing big chilling. So a lot of time I want to cut the slumbers for having additional Kaijus in my deck, or cutting down on the Kaijus, but the Fiend is the best because then you can just link away into Yama. Then we're on the 2 Cosmic Cyclones, respecting the Runic, as well as Labyrinth. You know, being able to quick play, just take anything away from their deck, or take anything from the field, banishing it. You know, can't let the Runic protect, or just getting rid of a Floodgate feels very good. This actually is going to come up against Zombie World, because Zombie World apparently is really weird for this deck. It feels so weird to say that, but Yama needs Fiends, and you got the Pop Fiends as well, which is kind of unfortunate. Then we're on the 2 Magnamuts and the 1 Druisworm. This is simply for the branded matchup. I keep forgetting at my locals that I'm one of the only branded players that are playing Puppet. So I don't really need to worry about this, but it can come up. It's also good against Labyrinth and stuff like that. It's a generically good card. It's also crazy against Dragon Link, but the problem with Dragon Link is that they're going to have more Bystials than you, and then you're only going to have like 1 or 2 in your hand, and it's going to be unfortunate for that. So definitely cuttable, but still, you know, in theory, a very good card. Then we're on the card of the format. This is for Droll. This is not for Droll. This is Droll. You guys are going to know it. This card comes in and out of the format all the time. Absolutely crazy card. I sided this on a bunch of times against a bunch of different decks. I sided it against Purely. I sided it in against, what was that deck? It was like Punk, or not, it wasn't even Punk, it was like Zombie, Adventurer, a Scareclaw, Vista. Shout out to Sean for that. Definitely a good card. I didn't even hit him with it. I had it in my hand, I completely forgot. But just crazy. And then for our going first cards, Summon Limit. I think Summon Limit should be in everybody's deck if they're playing Unchained. This card's absolutely crazy. If you go first, you make a board. You're going to leave your Soul of Rage. Sometimes you'll have like a trap card as well. And then you're just able to go into the Soul of Rage. You're going to be using 1 summon. and they're gonna have to force it out, or you're gonna get like super rewarded. And yes, you're going to be playing slower, but at this point, if you already set up your combo and you already have a Soul of Rage onto the field, you're gonna be making one summon, and you're gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to OTK, but you're gonna be so far ahead of them that they're gonna be forced to get so much out of the summon limit. You can just slowly chip down their life points, and you're just having such an advantage because you're forcing them to play this game slow like you are. And this deck does have a lot of grind going slow rather than like suiting out all their combos. And then I wasn't really sure for my last 3 cards in my side deck, so I ended up playing the 3 Solemn Strike. This actually won me a game versus the zombie adventure Scareclaw deck, the pile deck I'll call it, because he wanted to activate Ghost Fusion. My life points were lower, so I ended up striking for stuff. I was like thinking, what's like generically good cards? I didn't want to play Judgment because it was too much of a life points, but I was like, okay, well, Strike is pretty nice. You'll be going to get a summon. It came up against Purely as well, but just feels really good to be able to hit a bunch of stuff with it, and setting it as well, popping it's not bad either if you don't really feel like it's going to be useful. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys would change anything in the deck, let me know. Obviously, this is just like my first tournament with the deck. I definitely am going to be changing it up and trying it more. Really enjoyed playing the deck. If you guys haven't actually played or played against it, I definitely recommend giving it a shot on DB or AD Pro or anything like that. Any kind of like decks you guys want to see. It's super sick, super fun to play with, and yeah, just popping your stuff feels always great. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next one. Stay safe. Peace.